Hari Om. A very warm good evening to everybody. We will start today's session with a invocation prayer by our students, Hridya and Vinamra. I request the students to begin the prayer. Thank you.
हरिः श्री गणपतये अविघ्नमस्तु गजानन पद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तम् उपास्महे माणिक्यवीणामुपलालयन्ती मदालसां मञ्जुळवाग्विलासां माहेन्द्रनीलद्युतिकोमलाङ्गीं मातङ्गकन्या मनसा स्मरामि.
Thank you very much, Vinamra and Hridya, for that beautiful invocation. On that note, I welcome every one of you for this wonderful webinar that we are having today to learn more about our traditions and also the programs that are offered at Chinmay Vishwavidyapeeth with help to nurture these traditions in the future generation. As I welcome you into the CVV family, I would like to give you a very short introduction to who we are and how you can get associated with us. Chinmay Vishwavidyapeeth was envisioned by the visionary master and Vedantic sort of greatest or one of the greatest Vedantic masters of Bharat, which is Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayanand. He always believed that the youth are the way forward and that there has to be a bridge between the past and the present in order to build a very beautiful future for our country and for the global family that we all belong to. So, who are we? We are Chinmaya. We are not just a university, as many of you would already know. Chinmaya Mission is a spiritual organization which has a presence all over the world. We have more than 200 plus centers, and the educational legacy of Chinmaya Mission has been more than 50 years with so many schools. We have college and higher education institutions, and in 2017, Chinmay Vishwavidyapeeth was formed as a deemed to be university under the de novo category. So, what is Chinmay Vishwavidyapeeth and what is a de novo category university? So, we received approval on that. The reason for our existence itself is that we aim to bridge Indian knowledge traditions with contemporary knowledge, modern streams, in order to offer or in an attempt to find solutions to the problems that are there in today's day and age. So, how do we prepare the student, and what is the advantage that a student gets at CVV? While we stress on an Indian ecosystem, the curriculum is globally focused. It is a globally benchmarked curriculum that makes the student ready for the future workplace. We have expert faculty who not only believe in delivering the best in the professional space, but also holistically groom the child in order to make them the best version of themselves. So more of this information is available on the website, so I will not elaborate too much on this. But the essence of what we offer is that we offer globally benchmarked curriculum while ensuring that we stay rooted in the Indian ethos. Whether it is through research, it is through our courses, it is through our curriculum, it is through the ecosystem that we aim to promote. That is the reason and that is the advantage that CVV provides. Now, where are we placed? We have two campuses. One is in Ernakulam and another is in Pune, which is Chinmay Nadbindu campus, focused on performing arts. In our Chinmay Ishwar Gurukula campus in Ernakulam, we have a wide array of programs that I will introduce you to. We have three facilities in Ernakulam itself. We have one in Vellanad, then there is a facility in Variam Road, which is right in the heart of the city. And then there is an upcoming global campus in Onakur, which is a 100-acre campus that is going to be launched from September 4th onwards. So what are the programs that we offer at Chinmay Vishwavidyapeeth? We have essentially 6 schools which offer a wide array of programs in all streams from commerce, management, applied psychology, education. We are one of the first institutions to launch the 4-year integrated NCT approved programs in education. We have a very strong Sanskrit program with BA Sanskrit, MA Sanskrit, and now the M.Sc Vedic Sciences and Research that is being launched. The Kala Yoga programs of performing arts are offered in the Pune campus. And the advantage that we aim to provide in all of this is that every student goes through a training of IKS through either conferences or as part of their courses, while also aiming for the globally benchmarked component that is there in each of these programs. Now, the brand new baby in CVV itself is the CVV Institute of Science and Technology. This year, we have received approval from AICTE to offer BTech and MBA programs in emerging fields. So we have programs in computer science, AI and ML, data sciences, as well as electronic mechanical and the MBA stream. This is just a glimpse of how we blend the global as well as the traditional. So this is a global internship that is offered at CVV, where students are, all our students from all programs, whether it is Sanskrit or commerce or psychology, the top performers are selected and they are exposed to the global workplace through interactions with education institution, industry leaders, so that they grow and they can blend the knowledge that we have with what is needed in the workspace. Now, is CVV all about only studies? No, we have a very vibrant campus. We have a lot of extracurricular activities that the students participate in. We truly believe that passion has to get blended with profession if we have to bring out the best version of ourselves. And we will know more about this as we go forward in this webinar. We have a active sports team. We have our teams have won at national and state levels for various sports competitions. And then, of course, there is a huge research component that is involved. CVV conducts a lot of national, international seminars, conferences on all alley of subjects from AI and ChatGPT to commerce and finance to psychology to Indian knowledge systems to being a host to the one of the C20 conferences that we had. So this is a very, very, very short glimpse of who we are and what we offer at CVV. We welcome you into the CVV family, into the Chinmaya family via this short webinar that we are going to do today. But we hope that you will stay connected with us for much more than just this 1 hour. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Professor Sunita Grandhiji. She is the Dean for Lifelong Learning and Wellness at Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth and is also the Director for the Center of Applied IKS. Sunita ji will take us through this session and would now introduce us to the next esteemed speaker that we all are eagerly waiting to
Hari Om,
listen to.
and good evening all. Thank you very much, Jayalakshmi. Jayalakshmi is our Director for Admissions. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Professor P. Mahadevan to us, to all of you. Professor Mahadevan is a professor of operations management at the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, where he has been teaching since a long time, since 1992. However, we are very proud of the fact that he is also the founding Vice Chancellor of Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth. Professor Mahadevan needs really no introduction. He has more than 30 years of experience in teaching, research, consulting, and academic administration at IIM Bangalore and other reputed institutions as well, such as IIT Delhi, XLRI Jamshedpur. He was a visiting scholar at the Amos Tuck School of Business Administration, Dartmouth College, New Hampshire. He was also the dean and a member of the governing board at IIM Bangalore for 4 years. Professor Mahadevan received his M.Tech and PhD from Industrial Engineering and Management Division of IIT Madras, and he holds a bachelor's degree in engineering from the Guindy College of Engineering. Many of you joining today would be aware of his book, which is Introduction to Indian Knowledge System, Concepts and Applications, which is really the first of its kind in the country and which was an initiative given to him by AICTE itself. So today our format is going to be, Professor Mahadevan will be addressing us in explaining about IKS and the M.Sc Vedic Science program. And I will speak a little more on the curriculum of M.Sc Vedic Science. And finally, my colleague, Professor Sampath Kumar, the head of School of Vedic Science and Language and Literary Studies, will speak about our programs of bachelor's, master's, and PhD in Sanskrit and IKS. Over to Professor Mahadevan.
Good evening to all of you. It's indeed my pleasure to be part of this very interesting webinar organized by Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth and by this department which is offering this MS Vedic Sciences program. Before I get into my understanding and observations about the program, let me start by saying why it is important. But before that, I want to share some thoughts on what I call it as Indian knowledge systems, because this MS Vedic Sciences, my quick understanding is, I think they are offering something at the core of Indian knowledge systems, IKS, if I call it. So therefore, before we talk about the MS Vedic Sciences program, it is important that we talk about Indian knowledge system. So this word Indian knowledge system is often heard these days. I am sure you would have also heard it many number of times. And this has three words there: Indian, knowledge, and system. So as we all know, Indian is anything which is the Akhanda Bharat, not just India that was artificially created in 1947. Our culture is several millennia old. So when we say Indian, what we mean is the Akhanda Bharat, stretching anywhere from Afghanistan up to maybe Burma or Thailand on the other side. Of course, on the north and south, we were tightly held between the mountain and the ocean. So Himalayas, say to Himalayan, from Himalayas to Kanyakumari. So when we say Indian, that is Indian. So all those who are there, who have lived there, who are living there, they are Indians. Then we have knowledge. Knowledge, as we all again know, is a set of ideas which come out of synthesis. It comes out of deep reflection that we all have in terms of deep reflection that we have. And we have experimented, our ancestors have experimented, we continue to experiment, etc., etc. All these repositories called knowledge. And our knowledge can be, literal or not literal. It can be oral also. It need not be always in writing. The entire Vedic corpus is a oral tradition, although it has its own lipi and so on. But there are things which are even without a lipi, our health care, our performing arts. So knowledge can be formal, informal, with literary base, without literary base. It can be oral. All these are knowledge. And then the third word is systems. Systems is a very structured way by which we can organize this entire knowledge in a nice way so that we can make sense of it. So this is what is Indian knowledge system, IKS, as we call it now. Now the question is, why do we need actually IKS? Then we will talk about the other things. Now, I want to tell you two stories. There was one attempt to patent. We all know that there has been a controversy in patenting basmati rice and so on. But that apart, I think there was an attempt to patent turmeric for its medicinal properties by somebody in the US. And despite our best efforts, we were not able to fight that case very well. Again, there was an attempt to patent neem for its remedial properties and so on. These two are things which are used time immemorial in this country. So there are many. I just gave two examples. There are several patents that are being applications being filed, many of them being granted by US IPO office, simply because Indians have not been able to substantively show and prove that this knowledge for which the patent is being asked for is actually that we know several millennia old. And if you are not able to establish that, patent will be given to the other person, because on what basis? On face value, people are not going to take. So there is a large repository of Indian knowledge which are being actively dug up today, and using that, there are a lot of people taking patents. So what are we going to do? Are we going to be a mute spectator because we ourselves do not know what is there? So like this, there are several examples. So in an emerging world of knowledge society, it's all about who says, who claims knowledge through patent, intellectual property rights, etc., etc. And that society which is able to lay its hands on it will be economic superpower, maybe a military superpower also. And it is in this area, it looks like we are going to lose out, because we ourselves don't know what our ancestors have left behind us. Maybe some of that we know by practice, but when it comes to being challenged, we need to be very formally established. You cannot just make a statement and then get away with that. So I would think there is a huge issue of pride, economic sense involved in Indian knowledge system. Therefore, it is very important for us. We can't be on the ring side, which we have been for the last 150, 200 years, because of a certain kind of an education system that we all have gone through. Also, after all, it is a received wisdom. Every society has received so much wisdom. How can we just dump it and create a discontinuity? Our cultural practices, our pride, all those are not made on a day to be destroyed on a particular day. It is a continuum. So therefore, we have to be in this continuum, which means we should know what kind of past we have had, what kind of contributions we have had, what kind of contributions we have made. All these are very important today. The next century, in the next 100 years, I think these are going to be very important. Therefore, how can we just have a ringside view of our own knowledge? So this is the basic issue as to why we need Indian knowledge system. That's fine. Now, the second question is, do we really have anything interesting? Sometimes, if there isn't much interesting, we should not be wasting our time. So an average educated Indian today will be more or less believing that Indians contributed nothing, because that is the education we are going through. We have no other means to understand. Whereas if you really dig into our past, I mean, there are a few areas in which Indians have phenomenally contributed. I give a couple of examples. I mean, I can go on for a long time. I'm not going to do. I'll just give you a couple of examples. In the area of mathematics, Indians have contributed phenomenally thousands of years before what the West did. In the 2nd century BC, we have Chandra Shastra, in which the binary mathematics, Pascal's triangle, the binomial, all those ideas are so beautifully laid out. We have a continuous tradition of working on astronomy, calculus, spherical trigonometry, the number systems, the number 0 and the decimal system, and so on. We have had a very long tradition of that. Many of the results that we are reading today have been established in our scheme of things. Many of us don't know. So mathematics, astronomy, India has been the home for metal and metalworking. There is something called wood steel, which was exported in large quantities, which is about 200 kilometers from Bangalore. It is in the tri-junction of modern day Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. From there, iron ores were extracted and they created what is called wood steel. Till last century, I think even today, people have not been able to recreate that wood steel. We have been good in zinc. We told the world how to actually, extract zinc. We have been very good in what is called idol making. In 17th century, French people came with what is called lost wax process. We have it in our Puranas and other references, what is called Madhuchishta Vidhanam and so on. We have a pillar in the open sky in Delhi, which has not rusted for 1,500, 700 years. That talks about our credibility in metal and metalworking. We have been very good in health. Some of the surgical practices, The operation theatre practices are all available in the 2nd century. Arthashastra is a masterpiece in terms of public governance, administration, the kind of taxation, how do you manage public finance. So I can go on and on. All that I'm saying is there is a large chunk of contributions which we are totally unaware. Therefore, it is time for us to partake this, get actively engaged in this process, and not only benefit for ourselves, and I think the society will only benefit at the end of the day. So therefore, IKS is very important for all the reasons that I have been telling. So now comes a very important question. Well, how do we go about this task? It's all fine. IKS is good. Looks like there are interesting contributions. We might know, we might have to know. We should fight the intellectual property rights. All those are fine. The question is, how do we go about? Now, there are 2-3 ways. One is what I call it as mere lip service. And we just go and tell, Indians were great. Indians are being very, they have made a lot of contribution without absolutely any idea of what it is. This is what a lot of Indians do. I'm sorry to say this. In fact, there are a lot of WhatsApp forwards. People actively forward messages that India is great, Sanskrit is great, etc., etc. I ask them, do you know Sanskrit? Many of them say, no, I don't know. Then why are you doing this forward? Why are you wasting your time? You should develop conviction. So I think the most important task for us is we have to develop appreciation and conviction on this. Let us not waste our time simply parrot that somebody is saying, because that is not going to really make a change. So therefore, the question now is, how are we going to dip into this corpus? Is there a way we can do it? And so that is the next question that we need to really think about, because that's the only way to go forward. I think the only way it can happen, let me tell you, as a professor, let me tell you, the only way it can happen is we must have some formal education programs for us, because that is going to really dip us into it in a very structured fashion and so on. And this is precisely where I think this Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth's M.Sc Vedic Science program, I just looked at Sunita ji has been kind to just share some broad details, and when I looked at it, I thought this is the kind of thing that we need, because we need to get formally introduced, we need to get individually experienced. Unless we have an individual experience, there is no way we will be able to take it forward. And generally this WhatsApp and somebody saying India is great, generally me thinking that India is great and Indians have contributed are all fine, but that's not what it is. So that's where I think this M.Sc Vedic Science as a program may be very useful. And therefore, I'm very happy that Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth has chosen. I've seen a few programs. I have not seen anything as nicely thought about, structured and thought about as CVV has done for the kind of the problem that I have been talking that we have on our hand. So therefore, now the question is who can take this? I mean, is it for me? Is it for who? This kind of a question will also come. So I was thinking about it, and I can think of 3 segments. The first segment is a large chunk of working people. See, today I find, because being a professor, people also meet me and take my advice. I find once people are into a job, once they have finished their formal education for the purpose of a job, so at the age of 28, 29, these interests really, come up very seriously. So many come and ask me, sir, I want to do. So the working people who have a deep desire, I mean, such people only will do it, and I'm sure there are any number of them in this country with a deep desire to be very proud of India, want to contribute in rebuilding our glory. See, we have just lost it for a variety of reasons, and many of us, in the heart of our heart, think we want to participate in this rebuilding process and journey. Question is how. So that is where the program of this kind would be, because IKS is really a starting point, and such programs is really a good starting point for all these. So I would think who want to contribute to rebuilding the glory of this country, want to remove that feeling. Many of us have a feeling that I have not gone through it, that nagging feeling. So I think this is a great opportunity. So I see a large chunk of working people who can be part of it. The second constituency whom I think would be very benefited by this is many people come and tell me, sir, I want to do a PhD in some IKS related topic. Then this is really the starting point. I think by doing this masters in Vedic sciences, because they have nicely put together these the essential components of IKS. So this would really put us closer to that desire of doing a PhD. A lot of people I see are interested in doing PhD. They come and ask me. So this can be a very good starting point. So those who want to do a PhD sometime down the line, they should do this program and equip themselves so that their desire of doing that PhD will almost get fructified very soon. The third group is, I call them as change agents, because anybody who want to actively participate in this Vishwa Guru journey that we are doing now, a lot of us want to participate, and I let me tell you, the best way to participate is to equip us first. I see a lot of people going and then talking about Hinduism, and if they are quizzed what is Hinduism and what is Vedic, what is contained in Veda, they draw blank, and that's a very bad thing. You'll become a laughing stock. Instead of contributing to the cause, we may be actually damaging the cause, and because our conviction may not be there. Therefore, all those future agents who want to actually participate in the Vishwaguru transformation that India is currently going on, I think this is a time well spent. This is that yogadana that they should do so that they will actively do that process. I just want to stop here. I'm sure Sunita ji and others have more details on what exactly this MS Vedic Science is and how it would fit into the IKS and the current importance that all that is happening. All that I would like to say is the National Education Policy, NEP 2020, has laid a great emphasis on IKS and Indian rootedness. So you must understand that your children, my children, all our children are going to learn. They are a little more fortunate. They are going to learn a lot more IKS than you and me. But we should never land in a situation when they come and ask you something as part of their curriculum or this genuine interest to know. We can't say, I do not know. That will be a very shameful act. So I think whole of India must learn formally some IKS, because the future generations are going to go on that path. We should not be left out. So to do that, a program like this M.Sc Vedic Science would be hugely useful. I congratulate Chinmaya Vishwavidyapit for taking this opportunity to think through of a program like this. I am sure they will build whatever flexibility is required for the target segments of working people, those who are slightly later in their life, 30s, 40s, 50s, and so on. I'm sure they will do all that is required to make it a very manageable kind of a program. I strongly advocate that you all must take this program, and you will only feel having taken a right decision in your life. Thank you and for this opportunity, and good luck.
Thank you, Professor Mahadevan. You said it very well, where you highlighted the reason for IKS, the reason for why Chinmaya Vishwavidyapit is launching this brand new course. And I have to add that today, with NEP 2020 and with UGC having mandated that at least 5% of all courses should be in the realm of IKS, what we want to do at Chinmaya Vishwavidyapit is to build this vision for passionate individuals to appreciate their own roots and also to get guided in this India's rich knowledge. For the past 2 centuries, we have been under the influence of Western education. a lot of this Western education, we can actually relate to what is already in India. Now, how do we bring this in such a way that we bring the pride for this nation, pride for our knowledge, which is why we thought that the best thing to do is to offer this course called M.Sc Vedic Sciences. And as you also pointed out, M.Sc Vedic Science doesn't necessarily mean just Vedic chanting or suktas or sutras or everything, but it is actually taking that knowledge from all those Vedic knowledge, wisdom, and integrate it with the knowledge that we have today. So this is the way we plan to do this. And it is definitely the need of the hour. And what I want to highlight in this course is that we also have made this in such a way that, as you also pointed out, this is the age groups can be anybody. It could be somebody as passionate into IKS when they're just after college, or it could be after 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It doesn't matter. The idea is really it is a need of the hour. We need to do this. So that is why we have built a research component in it, because I know sometimes we want to contribute in our own way into this knowledge, and what best is by taking a small project in any of the areas. So we have actually built in a lot of flexibility in the specialization. We will give you large exposure to research. You'll be guided by very eminent faculty. We plan to bring a lot of visiting faculty. We ourselves have a very good faculty here, but we want to make sure this would be one of a kind in India. So to give you an idea of how the course is going to be built is, it is a 4-semester course. It's 2 years. There will be at least 11 courses, core courses. The core courses will be starting with the Vedic corpus, the Puranas, Indic knowledge system. It will be glimpses into Vedic sciences, pretty much the entire gamut of the Vedic sciences. Then you'll have Itihasas and Indic philosophy, foundation principles. All this will be in the first 2 semesters, along with exposure to Sanskrit from basic Sanskrit to a little more advanced grammar and everything. And ultimately, also, we want to give you a penetration into research. What is research methodology? What is research and publication ethics? And most important, how do I communicate this knowledge? So we have built in an art of writing research articles, research theses. So all this will be part of the core courses, which is offered in the first 2 semesters. And this will be followed with in the 3rd semester, which will be focused only on electives. You get to choose in the 5 or 6 different areas where there is an application of the Indic knowledge to our current systems. It could be in the area of philosophy. It could be in the area of more of logic. It could be in the area of really looking at maybe specifically one of the philosophies, which is Vedanta. Or it could be in the area of finance, management, and leadership. Or another elective is Ayurveda and wellness. And another one which you're looking to add is also psychology and mental health, Indian psychology and mental health. So all these are things that we're looking to add, we are looking to doing in the 3rd semester. So you get to choose. And then in the 4th semester, having been equipped with more deeper knowledge in any of these electives, one gets to do a full semester of research in any of these areas. And you would be guided as from mentorship by many people who would be experts in all these areas. So this is to give you a crux of the entire gamut of what we want to offer in here. In each of the electives, of course, you'll be doing about 4 courses. And it could be, if it is Vedanta, it would be Vedanta Paribhasha, Gita Bhashyam, Kathopanishad, Chatusutri with Shankar Bhashya, or if it's Nyaya, it could be Tarka Bhasha, Tarka Sangraha, Deepika, insights from Muktavali, or Darshanas could be Yoga Sutra, Sankhya Karika, and many others. If it is finance management, of course, you have Arthashastra, you have management lessons from Indian epics and Puranas, success insights from Bhagavad Gita Puranas. And if it's Ayurveda and wellness, we have principles of Ayurveda, Charka Samhita, and then yoga theory and practice. And of course, if it is mental health and Indian philosophy, again, you have Patanjali Yoga Sutras, and you have, of course, Vedanta. So you have a choice. You can do any of this. So this is all meant for here. And then in terms of the qualification of the student, one could be, all you need is a bachelor's degree in any of the subjects. Even though we call this M.Sc Vedic Sciences, it doesn't mean that you have to be a bachelor's in sciences. You can be a BA in economics to join this. All we need is a passion and a need to contribute in some fashion to this Indian knowledge system of India. Also, the minimum marks we're expecting is only about 55%. So this is to give you an idea of the whole Vedic sciences. I will now hand it over to Professor Sampath Kumar, who will talk about the programs. But before that, I want to show you a video of one of our students who is our current student, Vinamra, who did the prayers. She will talk to you about the bachelor's in Sanskrit and how it has helped her. Thank you.
Hari Om. I am a BA Sanskrit second year student at Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth. Today I am here to share with you few of my experiences in this university. During my higher secondary, I was a science student and had Sanskrit only as a second language. Even though I learned Sanskrit only for a very short time, my fondness towards this language grew deeper, and this is what made me choose Sanskrit for higher studies. At this point, I took admission into BA Samskrita course at Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth. Now, I have already completed 2 years in this course at this university. Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth had a very serene environment amidst nature, which also attracted me, and it was unlike any other university. Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth is a cultural home where students can develop their passions in the fields of music, dance, drama, literature, and so on. Our university provides exposure to young budding artists, always gives us opportunities to showcase our talent through unique programs like Sanskrit Month Celebration, Tyagaraja Aradhana, Intra-College Art Fest, and inter-college competitions called as Jabagadadash, and so on. Because of these, we were able to grab prizes at national level competitions in music, acting, dance, and more. We also had a National Youth Conference on Indian knowledge systems, where due to the faculty support, my friend Samskriti Shastri and I participated and presented a paper on experience of rasas through Indian music, and we also got the second prize for it. In future, I wish to continue pursuing Sanskrit and contribute in the field of Indian knowledge systems, specifically Indian music and dance. So if you want your voice to be heard and your talent to be recognized, CVV is the perfect platform. Come and join us.
I will now hand you over to Professor Sampath Kumar, who will talk to you about our bachelor's, master's, and our PhD programs. Over to you, Professor Sampath.
Yeah, thank you. So, Hari Om to one and all. So, it's a very pleasant evening, and I'm very much excited to talk about the programs that are offered from the School of LLS, Linguistics and Literary Studies. By the way, are you all able to see the slides?
Yes.
Okay,
You can
thank
put
you.
it on the PowerPoint mode.
Yeah. So the very core idea of CVV is design your degree. The students who join at Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth, they can design their own degrees. This is enabled by means of generic electives. I don't want to elaborate much about the core courses and other things. I will only highlight the important features of BA Sanskrit program and the MS Sanskrit program. In both the programs, of course, as I told you already, there are set of courses called core courses. The details are very much present in on our website itself. So whenever time permits, you can go there and take a look at it. Apart from this, there are some other courses like AECC, Ability Enhancement Compulsory Courses, and Skill Enhancement Courses, discipline-specific electives, and generic electives. So I will talk about this discipline-specific electives. Nowhere in India, you have the opportunity to specialize in a particular stream in UG level. So this is a special feature available in CVV. If you take up a course, BS Sanskrit, you can specialize in any one of the 3 streams that we offer. The streams are like Sahitya or Vyakarana, or it can be Darshana also. And again, there is a flexibility that a student can take 2 courses from Sahitya, 1 from Vyakarana, 1 from Darshana. That is also possible. And the last one, generic elective, that is a beautiful basket where the student can collaborate with other schools. So this offers the student to do interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary related courses, which enables their skill for future research. So these are all the important features that are available with the BS Sanskrit. Okay, then now these are all the 3 streams I talked about. And apart from this, as a 4th elective, there is another option that a student can go for a dissertation. So at the UG level itself, the research culture is very well developed in CVV. This is possible because the students are exposed to a wide range of courses offered by different schools. Even though a student is admitted to Sanskrit program, they have the wonderful opportunity to take some courses from economics, or courses from psychology, or courses from music. Anything is possible. That's what I highlighted by saying design your degree. So it is not that a Sanskrit student is limited or exposed only to Sanskrit studies. In fact, I'll go to an example. Our UG student who did UG BS Sanskrit program, he did some courses in psychology. Later, he developed his interest, and now he is pursuing M.Sc psychology in our own university. So this is possible in CVV only. So as a 4th elective, a student can take up dissertation also. So that is possible. And apart from all these things, one more important attraction available in UG courses, it is imbibed with internship. So the internship gives a greater opportunity for the student to have a hands-on experience. It is not that only theoretical knowledge is imparted. So we have got collaboration with a lot of institutions, organizations, research institutions, other universities like that, on which I will talk about later. This gives them a wonderful exposure. This makes them job ready. So as soon as they complete a course, they are ready to take up any challenge in the real field. So these are all the highlights of BS Sanskrit. Now, before I go to elaborate about MA Sanskrit program, let us see a video by one of our MA Sanskrit students who will explain about her experience in CVV. Can we have the video, please?
Hari Om, I am a student of M.A. Sanskrit program at Chinmay Vishwavidyapeeth. Basically, I am from law background. So when I was pursuing my LLB, which is completely based on the common law system of Britishers, I always had this curiosity in my mind to learn the laws that are mentioned in our ancient Shastras. Hence, I came to Chinmay Vishwavidyapeeth and joined the M.A. Sanskrit program to acquire that Indic wisdom through Sanskrit. M.A. Sanskrit program of Chinmay Vishwavidyapeeth is a unique program based on Indian knowledge system. Here, we can design our own program by choosing the elective courses from Vyakarana Shastra, that is Sanskrit linguistics and grammar, Sahitya Shastra, that is Sanskrit literature, and Darshana Shastra, that is Indic philosophy. Not just that, we can also learn modern subjects like modern linguistics, research methodology, etc. Thus, we can connect the Indic knowledge to the contemporary times. All the teachers here teach in English as well as Sanskrit based on the needs of that particular subject. Hence, we can improve our teaching skills and grasping skills in English as well as Sanskrit. In future, I wish to pursue research in Dharma Shastra by integrating my legal knowledge with knowledge of ancient Shastras. If you also want to be such a bridge between Indic knowledge and contemporary knowledge and contribute to this Indic renaissance, then do join Chinmay Vishwavidyapeeth. Thank you.
Great. Wonderful that was, right? So let me continue with the MS Sanskrit program. Now I will highlight the special features of this master's program in Sanskrit. I think it is, yeah. So when we talk about the MS Sanskrit program, most of the things that I have already told about BA applies to this program also. So here again, you have the lot of choices to specialize on the electives apart from the core papers. Here you got some wonderful papers like Artha and Kama, which gives an introductory level glimpses from Artha Shastra and Kama Shastra. Similarly, we have a course on Sanskrit Rupakam, an applied perspective. So insights from Bharatanatyam Shastra, how theater techniques are involved, how a story can be converted into screenplay, how to enact it, all these technical details are imbibed in that paper. So if you see most of the papers, most of the courses related to a program, it is not a mainly subject centric or a particular grantha centric. It involves a lot of concepts, and the very attractive concepts are brought into that course, and they are delivered in a very beautiful manner. And one of the biggest assets of CVV is its core faculty strength. Each and every acharya here, they are specialized in so many areas. It's not only that Vyakarana faculty is only good at Vyakarana. They are also specialized in linguistics, computational linguistics, natural language processing. Similarly, another professor, he is very good in Sahitya. At the same time, he is also good in Kerala School of Mathematics. Some other professor will be specialized in Sahitya and Alankara Shastra, and at the same time, dramatics. So it is a very rare combination of faculty who are having interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary, specializations in this area. So now I'll give a brief explanation about the internship, which is imbibed in both in our BA as well as in MA program. So this, as I told you already, this internship gives them a very unique and interesting exposure to the real work field. So as soon as they get out of the program, they are ready to face any sort of challenges in their real life. And these internship opportunities are offered to the students with collaboration with so many institutions. So it is also possible for a student to do an internship even in foreign countries in abroad, because here in CVV, we offer global internship that we have seen in the video that was shown in the introduction, right? So yeah, suppose some people have missed that. CVV offers fully funded global internship. So the entire expenditure is borne by CVV, and it is a fully sponsored program. That beautiful golden opportunity is also available in CVV. Apart from that, we have got a collaboration with the greatest institution like the Madras Sanskrit College, similarly Kupuswamy Shastri Research Institute, Vyoma Linguistic Lab, Indic Academy, Geeta Parivar, similarly the Sanskrit Bharati at Aksharam at Bangalore. Like that, we have got even in the French Institute of Pondicherry. We have got wonderful collaboration and memorandum of understanding with so many institutions, and there is a lot of opportunities waiting for the students in the name of internship. And when we talk about the job opportunities, apart from the regular job opportunities like teaching or becoming a researcher or becoming ambassador of literature and culture, translation, script writing, apart from that, now IKS has become a buzzing word throughout India. Lot of organizations, institutions, they are talking about IKS, they are digging deep into this field. Previously, we were living in the information technology era. That even before that, it was about the computer era. Now we are slowly moving towards knowledge era. So what is the key for your success is holding the right knowledge. And the right knowledge is deposited in the form of Indic knowledge system or Indian knowledge systems. And there will be a heavy demand for this IKS. Those who are expert in IKS will be in great demand. Even in the technical institutions like IIM, IIT, and even MBBS, all engineering programs, everybody is now thinking to bring back the age-old wisdom of Indian in the field of sciences or arts and architecture, or be it astronomy or astrology or Vedic mathematics. The list is never ending. Even MBBS programs, they are also thinking to bring back the beauty which are hidden in the form of Ayurveda. So the bodies are thinking about integrating the Indic knowledge systems with the contemporary knowledge systems. And if you take up courses or programs from CVV, that will give you a very wonderful platform, a very strong foundation in IKS related studies. So with it, let me conclude my presentation, because we can see a lot of questions. You may have a lot of doubts also. So interaction is always a very good, healthy form of delivering knowledge and clearing our doubt. So let me conclude here, and the floor is now open for question answers. You can come up with any interesting question, and here Professor Sunita Gandhi is also there, and I'll also try to explain to my level best. Thank you, and Hari Om.
Thank you very much, Professor Sampatji. That was very good, well explained about also the job opportunities, and also how our Sanskrit program is unique when compared to many other universities. One of the biggest uniqueness is the fact that because we have 6 schools, whatever we study in MA Sanskrit, we have the opportunity to integrate that with the other schools as well, right? So on this note, there was one question that was asked with regard to M.Sc Vedic Science. What are the job opportunities? And I think Professor Mahadevan already alluded to that. And also, we are now in an ecosystem where there is a heavy demand for knowledge in Indian knowledge systems. UGC has been conducting a lot of workshops on UGC, on IKS related subjects. And with the fact that NEP 2020 is talking about IKS, and with also UGC mandating that 5% of the courses in all colleges, universities have to be on IKS, there will be a big demand for teachers who can really teach IKS in its true essence. So that is one huge opportunity that is really coming up. The second opportunity, as again Professor Mahadevan had mentioned, we do need researchers in the area of IKS. We need to build IKS system. We have been, as I mentioned earlier, for 2 centuries in the Western knowledge system. How are we going to build this? And this is where we need all your help to come forward, to study, and to study deeply. So this is, as I said, so second opportunity is for PhD courses. And the third opportunity is you are all, at least at the level of, if you're 30 plus or 40 plus, you're already an expert in your own area. How can you enhance? How can you develop yourself even more? So this is where IKS offers an opportunity to go deeper into your knowledge system with existing systems and do even better in your job. For example, if you're a researcher in chemistry, you can actually study Indian chemistry, for example, and see how that can enhance your chemical knowledge itself. So this is many different ways that I can see where doing M.Sc Vedic Sciences can help. And again, because of the fact that we're giving you exposure to Sanskrit, we're giving you exposure to research methodology. So there's a huge bunch of thinking concepts that can be brought out in this course. So I just wanted to address, because that was one of the questions, is what are the job opportunities?
Sunita ji, there is a question asked from Somanath Sinha.
Okay.
Shall I read out the question?
Please do.
Yeah. So he has asked, Rajiv Malhotra has been very vocal about Indians not being used for their data accuracy, which only strengthens the inferencing engine of the Western artificial intelligence models like Google, Meta, Microsoft, Walmart, Amazon, etc. So can Paninian grammar be deployed in apps using both deduction and induction, starting from ethics or moral to commerce or industry? So that was his question. It is not an exactly question. he just wanted whether is there any possibility of bringing that into that.
Right.
So,
it's an excellent question. I think this is something that we are also looking to introduce the Paninian grammar and allied kind of subjects, as Jayalakshmi had mentioned. Since we have the BTech computer science, this is one of those IK subjects that we are hoping to introduce. Do I have an exact answer for you, Sopnath? No, I don't have an answer for you right now. But I can tell you that this is also in our minds as to how we can introduce this aspect of Paninian grammar into our syllabus itself. And perhaps from that, we'd be able to come to the question, the answer that you're asking.
But right now, there are some research going on in this area, even in CVV itself. One of our PhD student, she is working on this Paninian grammar and the natural language processing, how to use the exact model employed by Panini that can be applied in the modern context like that. So research are going on in this area, and we may see lot of development in this area, and the future is not very long where we can see the application of Panini grammar directly into such areas.
Correct. Very good.
And I see some questions related to distance education. Right now, the entire program cannot be done in the distance education mode. Whether it is BA Sanskrit or MA Sanskrit or be it M.Sc Vedic Sciences, the entire program need to be done in a regular mode only. But there are some courses which may be offered through our SIF center at CVB, through which we are planning to offer some interesting and important courses that can be done in the distance mode. So that is the answer for one question.
That is one more thing, if I may add, Sampath-ji, is UGC has mandated that maybe 20% of the courses can be done online. So with that in mind, there could be a possibility that maybe some of the elective courses could potentially be done online. And another thing that we are looking also is this M.Sc Vedic, at least this pertains to M.Sc Vedic Science, because we are going to have participants who might be working people, who are grihasthas. I think that was one of the questions. We are very flexible in devising a course. Once we know the qualifications of the people who are interested in this, we can devise it in such a way that we bring you all over for a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of a scenario, and teach you, we can manage that way also. So we just want to know from you first. As I said, we need some passionate individuals to come forward. Once that is done, we will work with you to develop the flexibility in the course and see how you can be benefited from that. So please do give us a call and we can talk on it offline.
Correct, exactly. So there is exactly a question related to what you have said now. So this question is from Mr. Vidhu Sharma. He has asked that is blended learning with a few weeks at a CVV and rest distance as an option available? Because 2 full year commitment may not be feasible for working professional like that. So Mr. Vidhu Sharma, as our professor has rightly told, you write to us specifically. So we can think about your commitment, your availability, and the feasibility at CVV, and we can definitely collaborate on this. There is another question. Can you also let us know about the fee structure for M.Sc Vedic Sciences? All these details are already available on our website. So we urge each and every one of you to please take a look at our website. It is not only to see the fee structure, you can also have what are all happening on our website, what are all happening at CVV. That will give you a wonderful exposure about our university.
One more point to add to the fee structure is this is also because, as Mahadevan ji has also already mentioned, and this is also the core of what CVV's mission is, we are definitely there to help propagate IKS and see how it can be integrated. So with that in mind, if we do find certain passionate individuals who are unable to really afford the fee structure, we can work with them to give scholarships and make that possible for them. So that option is
just now Vinay Kumar has asked, is there any scholarship available? So your question is already answered. So I have another question here. How can we pursue PhD? What is the qualification? So can you elaborate on that?
So the idea again is for a PhD, you have to have a master's degree in a kind of an allied subject. And we are expecting at least, Sampaji, correct me if I'm wrong, it is 55 or 65% marks.
55% in master's.
55% in the master's program itself.
So there is no particular qualification for this. You can come up with any master's background. You can be an engineer, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be a chartered accountant. If you have passion, if you have a keen eye to do some research in IKS, we open-heartedly welcome you all at CVV. So that is the core idea of CVV. We have the de novo status for specializing in IKS related studies. So we have already got a lot of people who are having expertise in different fields, like a chartered accountant or a doctor or from music profession. They are doing research at CVV. As I told you already, it is an interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary approach. So everything is possible here. You do write to us, we will reach you out.
Yeah. And Prabha Rajan has asked a question that the program is beneficial, kindly make it online fully. So Prabha, the problem for us is that this is a UGC course. And since UGC has mandated that it has to be face-to-face, but they are flexible in giving us a certain percentage which can be done online, we want to do it that way. Now, if we have to offer it as a separate online course through our mother organization, SIP, which we might do it in the future, but that will be just one at a time, we might do it. In order to get a full deep dive into Vedic sciences, I can tell you that doing it face-to-face goes a lot farther in my understanding than if it was online. So think about it that way, and we look forward to seeing how we can help you, how we can serve you in in this area.
So for all your queries related to admissions, programs, and courses, you please write to admissions@cvv.ac.in. The address is already given in the chat. Again, it will be given for your easy reference, admissions@cvv.ac.in. And we have also numbers which are given on our website. So toll-free numbers, you can reach to our counselors at any time, and you will immediately get response to all these things.
And Vaishali, certainly we are very happy to note that you're passionate about IKS and BA Sanskrit. We look forward to talking to you. And as Professor Sampath has mentioned, if you just write to us, we will reach out to you. We will give you a call and we can talk to you about it. Any other questions?
So just a quick question. Hari Om, this is Vidhu Sharma here. So for this M.Sc Vedic Sciences, do we need to be, out there? If 2 years full time we are coming over there, do we need to be in the campus itself, or can we be a day scholar? Is that option available?
You can be a day scholar, definitely. You don't. It is. I mean, we offer residential facilities, but you can be a day scholar. I'm assuming that you're saying day scholar face to face, right?
Yeah, day scholar face to face.
100%. We welcome that. We would definitely welcome that.
I mean, just looking at the option, if I have to move the family and stay over there itself, cannot stay in the hostel. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And as I mentioned also, once we know how many people are interested, we will work with you very closely in such a way that you don't have to stay all the time. We would develop it as in just like you have the executive MBA programs or, those things. We would make it a very intensive learning part of it. So we'll work with you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Vidhuji. Hari Om. So the one question was, do corporates look for IKS graduates?
Yes, they do.
Yes, very much so. Only yesterday, somebody was telling me about how one of the really top IT companies, really one of the topmost IT companies in here, that person is very much passionate on IKS. And the very fact that if they know that you have some amount of IKS as part of your learning is a kind of a passport for getting an interview or anything. So yes, more and more people are looking for individuals who are passionate about IKS.
And particularly in corporate sector, there is a factor called stress. And some people having expertise in yoga and counseling, they are at a great demand. So they are often sought out by these corporate sectors. And later they also become a great yoga guru and stress busting master like that. So it is a very lucrative market. So if you know yoga, if you know how to bring down the stress, if you can counsel some person on that, you are at great demand. So it is there.
Any other questions?
Do we have any other questions? Yeah.
Hello, madam. I'm Prajakti Gokhale from Pune. I am already a IKS researcher in mathematics and working with that in various domains. But I'm very much interested in learning other sciences as well and getting an official degree, because I'm just it's like a non-formally, I'm learning it for last 23, 24 years. Although I have research paper, I am not having a degree. So my question is, when you have designed this program, can I get exemptions for some subjects if I want to have in master program?
So let me hand this over to Professor Sampath on exactly how the exemption would work. I know how it works in US, but I'm not exactly sure in our system. I know that the course that you would have done should be from a recognized university. Suppose you had done the same mathematics course by, say, an institute which is not a UGC approved institute, then that might be an issue, I think. But I'll let Sampath answer this question.
Actually, ma'am, I have not done any course. I have just learned it myself. And, but I'm practicing it for last 24 years. I'm doing Vedic mathematics and ancient mathematics. And now it is very nice that you have introduced this degree, and now it has becoming a part of our curriculum. And even when I'm working in one of the universities here in Pune, and we are also introducing IKS here. So this course will help me to again introduce it in my university as well. Exactly. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's why I really very, very positive about developments from your side, actually. Okay.
You're a perfect candidate for us, Prajakti. You have all the qualifications in terms of the passion and in terms of the fact that you have done already Vedic math. So you know exactly what it takes for us to develop a pride in the subject. So thank you. I hope you'd be able to join us.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah.
So here is a question from Mr. Ganesh Chidambara Krishnan, I think. So he is asking, can we do the coursework for PhD online? So this coursework runs for around some 2 to 3 months only. And that needs to be done on campus. And this coursework is for 2 semesters. So you can plan some 3 months, come here, stay here, finish your work, get back. Again, take 3 months vacation or leave, come and finish your coursework. So for coursework, doing online is not possible. Whereas the later part of the research can be done in the part-time. So you can be a part-time student so that your regular attendance on campus is not required at all. But whereas for coursework, you have to be definitely present at the campus. Mm-hmm. So there is another question from... Yeah, please.
No, I just saw 2 questions from Vaishali Mankar and as well as Prabha Rajan. Both of them are very similar in the sense they have said that if it is online, it would be very beneficial. And I completely understand the limitations that you both must be having in wanting to come. You have the passion, you have everything, but the limitations are there. I can tell you from my personal experience that if you are willing to be a little flexible on how you want to study here, we can work with you. Again, it's that same idea of doing an intensive kind of course. So please do give me a call. If you reach out to our admissions, they will be able to direct your call, and I can talk to you, and we can see how we can make this possible for you. Yeah, please, Sampatji.
Yeah, so there is a question from Ms. Yelamakaru Gurupriya. She is asking, is there any source to pursue our PhD over there? Yes, you can apply here for PhD as a full-time candidate or part-time candidate. Both are possible here. So please do reach out to us. Then we have a question. Does CVV provide an opportunity to pursue PhD in IKS related studies? This question is from Mr. Praveen. Yes, of course. As I told you already, we have specialization in IKS. In fact, most of the PhD work research that are being done here is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, based on IKS only. So if you are looking for IKS related PhD, CVV is the right place for it.
We have at least more than 25 students who are pursuing in this IKS interdisciplinary domain currently. So we have that.
One question from Mr. Ganesh Chidambarakrishnan. Can we do applied psychology online? So I think he's referring to some specific course. So applied psychology course, if it is offered through the SIF center at CVV, this is possible. We will definitely let you know through our website and other social media platform. Please keep in touch with us. Definitely you'll have that opportunity.
Yes, so I think he's asking about M.Sc Applied Psychology. That again is not possible online. It goes through the similar kind of constraints that are M.Sc Vedic Sciences, because as I mentioned again, for us, it is very important that the degree courses that CVV offers has to fit in under the UGC guidelines, because only then our course would be recognized. That is the reason why with M.Sc Applied Psychology, it could be the same constraints. We will not be able to offer 100% online.
So I think there are no more questions. So we are done.
Yes.
So shall we?
There's one last question, I guess. There is a question by Dip Kalse. I'm working person interested in doing IKS learning from basic to advanced. Is there any course? Good question. Certainly, as I said, the M.Sc Vedic Sciences trains you from the basics all the way to an advanced where you get to the research. So this would be a perfect one. And when you say any age person can join, even above 60, please make it online.
But we have majority of students above 60 here as a regular students.
Yes.
Because the campus is such that when people come there, they like to continue their Vanaprastha kind of life, and they like to continue their stay here. They become a regular student. So you please come and visit the campus, then make the decision. Exactly.
I think that Sampaji said it very well. I think all we need, all of you, is just come and make a visit. You saw the pictures. Just come and stay in an ashram for 2 days, and you'll be convinced about why this program has to be done on in the mode that we are recommending.
So Nalini ji is also telling that she is looking for some more exploring options. Yes, you are welcome.
Yes, Nalini
Please
ji,
do that.
please do come and talk to us, and we are there to help you, satisfy your passion, I would say.
There is no age limit for any PG courses.
Mm-hmm.
Be it MS Sanskrit or M.Sc Vedic Science, there is no age limit at all. The minimum qualification is any UG program with a 55% of mark. That is the qualification.
And Pradyumna has written, he's a BTech Civil Engineering. He's looking forward to doing a master's in IKS. after discussing with my parents. And Pradyumna, let us know if you want us to talk to your parents. We'll be happy to do so. Okay.
Already we have 2 engineers pursuing Sanskrit studies here. One has completed, another one is after completing MA Sanskrit, now he is pursuing his second PhD degree.
And thank you, Geetika. Appreciate your comments. We look forward to seeing you also someday. Dev Malia, we talked. Definitely, I look forward to connecting with you, and I hope you will be a student here someday. And Prajakti, looking forward to talking to you as well. So I think we are almost done. We can invite.
Vidya and Vinamra.
We'll hand it over to our director, Jayalakshmi ji, to offer any final comments from the admissions point. Is there something that you want to say, or?
No, nothing at this point. I think it was a wonderful interaction, and it is so great to see so much of interest in the field, because I think that is the first step, that there is a huge need and a passion for this space. And I'm sure CVV can come up, even though at this point we're not able to offer online programs, that day is not very far. And that is why even M.Sc Vedic Science is being offered in as much blended mode as possible, and with more focus on research. Because like Mahadevan rightly pointed out, there are essentially 3-4 buckets of people who would all be interested in this space. And as people who have to know our civilization, I think this knowledge is critical. So I'm sure CVV can work over the next couple of years to build more models and more programs in association with our CIF center also that Professor Sampatji mentioned. So do stay in touch with us. I welcomed you into the CVV family, and I continue to do so even at the end of this session. There are many opportunities. I think Pradyumna is asking about government sector jobs. I'm sure we can keep having this conversation offline. I think you can write to us at admissions. We will connect you with Professor Sampath Kumar and Professor Sunita Gandhi and anybody else that you would like to connect with from the CVV group, and we can help you with all the questions. So stay in touch. We are on social media, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta. Please stay in touch. Please follow us. And I think we'll keep coming back to you with more and more information. We will write to you, of course. And once again, I would like to thank each one of you for taking time. I think it's 8:50 in India. So, and even people who have joined us from abroad, thank you so much for your time. And we look forward to connecting with you in future with many more such webinars. There have been requests for the recording of this webinar. We will definitely try to get back to you on that. And once the recording is available, we can share it with you. I think that's it from my end. Thank you so much. Sunita-ji, can we?
To our IT team to really make this happen. And
I think we can. Yes, definitely. Thanks to our students. So I think we can close with prayer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.